Good morning. This reminds me of the first time I've taught university. Yeah, I went back to my alma mater thinking that I would give back. It was a very disenchanting experience for me, and it was not fulfilling whatsoever, except for the John Lucius, the young man that I told you about, that decided to become a priest. Best prospect I had taught, maybe till that time, and decides to be a Catholic priest. I don't expect any of you are going to turn into Catholic priests. We already have a priest in the audience, so not a Catholic priest, but a regular Orthodox priest. But I'm expecting to have a more fulfilling time today and the next several days during the seminar than I did when I taught university. If I don't have a more fulfilling time than I did when I taught university, I will consider the seminar failure. As I said last night at dinner when I was ranting and raving, and before and after dinner, the opportunities that you're going to have this week are going to be extraordinary. For those of you that are coming back for the second time, that's why you're here for the second time. And unfortunately, Doris, who got ill and canceled the day before the seminar, she's coming back for the third time. And Robert, who's, I believe this is his 7th seminar, he's here for a reason. And since I know for a fact he's made more fucking money than anybody else in this room, in fact, I do believe, and I'm not exaggerating when I say he's made more money than the whole fucking room put together, by several multiples. And he's come back for the 7th time. So, and that's why he and I have been off and on in business relationships for many, many years, along with Sally, who's not here. As we go through the material, remember, it's what does that mean to me, and how can I take direct action? What does that mean to me? Now we've got people from various parts of the world. Romania, we're loaded up with Romanians. Austria, Israel, the fatherland, also known as Germany, Switzerland by way of Austria, Norway, the USA, and at least not forget England, who Chelsea just won the whatever they won, and we have a big Chelsea supporter in Ricardo. So I expect you to interface with one another, not become friends. Very briefly, you know my background. We're going to go through my background in some specific detail, either later on today or tomorrow, because some of it is applicable to you. As I said last night to Steve, do you like the model, or you just don't like the way we're doing the model? I don't like the way you're doing the model. The model's okay. You can do the model in a reputable way, but it's not easy. Business, all the businesses you're in, including the God business, Father George, are good businesses, except for there's one drawback. You got to deal with the fucking people. You got to deal with the customers. Restaurants are great if they just sent the money and didn't come to eat. Okay? Okay? Decisions are easy when values are clear. One of the things Roy Disney told me that many, many years ago, the brother of Walt Disney, and we're going to clear up the way you think. We're going to Boraxo your brains. By Boraxo your brains, meaning that we're going to wipe them clean. Ronald Reagan used to advertise back in the 50s and 60s for Boraxo, which was a soap that was made that basically, and if you used it, it took the skin right off of you. But you're going to Boraxo your brains of the way that you used to think to a new way of how to think using quantum leap advantage, QLA, methodology in each and every one of your businesses. I've been involved directly or indirectly in every business known to man, except for prostitution. Although we looked at that model, it's a great model. We've also looked at pornography on the net. It's a great fucking model, no pun intended. But for various reasons, mostly which are mine, for morality, because I have a daughter the same age as the lady standing behind the camera. I couldn't do it, as they say here in Scotland. Because one day I didn't want my daughter Kellyanne saying, "Daddy, Daddy, so-and-so told me," and I never wanted to have that experience. I've already had plenty of bad experiences with my daughter, plenty of lovely ones, but I didn't need to even think that I'd ever have that experience. So remember, how does it apply to me, and how do I take action? I have already given some compliments to Marcus last night, because I know that what he's done in the last year and a half. Part of this seminar experience is going to be extended, because for 12 months you will talk to me, if you want, once a month at a minimum on a conference call where you're all going to be. And we're probably going to have to lengthen the conference call, but we'll try it once for 60 minutes. But because there's a lot of you, and if you all got on the line, then hardly anybody has any time to talk. So, but something will happen. You'll see the first conference call, probably all of you will be on. The second conference call, there'll be 2 or 3 attrition. And by the last conference call, maybe half of you will be on. And that says 2 things. Number 1, you got no fucking focus. Number 2, you're not succeeding. In your own mind, you're failing. And you don't want to share your failures with your fellow, as they say in Asia, batchmates, because you're in the same batch now. This is SIP's second batch, and Marcus's second batch, your second batch. But that's what the calls are there for. I'm also available by email. Very few people utilize that. I don't know why. And I'm also available by phone call. Even fewer use that. I know why they don't want to talk to me. Because I'll say, "Steve, what the fuck? We agreed you were going to do X, Y, Z. You haven't done fucking X. You don't remember Y. And you had no intention of agreeing when you agreed to Z." Because I ask hard questions. I drill down. So very few people call me. Very few people call me. Another guy that should be here today, who was part of the German group, Mikhail, who's had a nervous breakdown. And you get that. Some people get nervous breakdowns. I've worked people to death, buried them. Not proud of that, it's just a fact. This isn't for everybody, as we discussed at dinner. It's not for everybody. But for those of you that want to make the effort, for those of you that can stay focused long enough, because none of you are old enough to have Alzheimer's or anything like that, the system works. The system works. And as we go through this, I start with $820. How much money is that in Romania? Quick.
2,000 something.
2,000 something. Okay? And I built it into $450 million. How many is that? 450 million.
1 billion something.
1 billion something. Okay. Okay? In 8 years. I find it funny and refreshing. Zuckerberg took 8 years. I don't know, 8 years in, and there's been other guys that took 7, 8 years. And as the founder of Hewlett-Packard said, that if I had been in the computer business, I would have been the first trillionaire there ever was. So, in a declining market, I did it. So, we're not necessarily in a declining market depending on what industry you're in right now, but some are declining markets. The stock market has been tanking, and there's a lot of reason for that. We'll talk more about it. And we'll go into as much depth as you want to go into it. Why? And why I think we ain't seen nothing yet. If the euro collapses, it's going to be Armageddon. It's going to be the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. It's going to be nothing but assholes and elbows going down in the toilet. You know how it swirls when you go down the toilet? It's going to be, and you won't be able to sell shite as readily. Nobody's going to be interested in energy shite. They're going to be interested in being able to put a meal on the table. So the guys that are selling these at-home product stuff, which is a lot, are going to flourish if the market gets really, really tough. And that's why they're flourishing now, because the market's tough. It's not easy. Some of you are already in established businesses. Ricardo's been around a long, long time. Okay, and his restaurant's well known. It's got most of the people come there word of mouth, and it's a very nice place. I've been there myself. Food's excellent. And they even have a chef that knows how to cook gluten-free, etc. And some of you have no businesses. Some of you have aspirations to go make movies in Hollywood, which is a tough fucking business. Tough. I lost $25 million like shit through a goose. It left me so quickly. It left me so quickly. And I was using quality people. I made a movie with Richard Harris, Martin Landau, and Karen Black, called The Last Word. And it was the last word for me in the movie business. It was the last word. Finito, I don't need anymore. I licked my wounds that were massive gashes all over me, and I crawled out with my tail between my legs and went to something else. But it can be done. And we have at least one person that has been successful, Mikey Ducey, who went from pizza maker to chauffeur, driver, where I told him to go, to movie maker in 6-7 years. But he actually listened to me. He was from one of those countries that don't exist anymore. Anyway, one of those countries that don't exist anymore. And he's been called, whatever that country is, Man of the Year now for under 30. Because he's under 30. He's 28 or 29 years old. And when I met, and I've written about him in my newsletters, when he came to me, I want to make movies like Steven Spielberg, Mr. Pena. And I look at him, and he's about 3'6", you know, and he's a little fit guy. But I said, he has no education, didn't go to the school you want to go to, nothing like that. I said, well, you got to get around movie people. Start driving a limo. You'll meet people like that. And the long story short, he did, and now he makes movies. And on his license plate, it says 100 million. And he's into showgirls. He thinks that, you know, the showgirls are all dating him because of his fucking looks and not his 12-inch dick. So, because we all delude ourselves, and what we're going to talk about, the delusions that we've lived with all our life. We all have convinced ourselves of certain things. Now, when we were growing up, most of our parents, and I already told you that self-esteem is based on the first 7 years of life. It used to be, you can be anything you want. That's what you're supposed to tell kids. Which is true, I mean, intellectually. But emotionally, it's not. You can't be anything you want unless you've got the emotional bank account. You can't make movies unless you've got the emotional bank account to know that everybody's going to try to fuck you in a bad way in Hollywood. Okay.